Episode 3. It's actually been a while since I've written these notes and watched the episode the first time, so I just had. I'm currently watching. There. I've currently watched half of it now. We'll watch the other half in a second to refresh myself. Anyway, episode 3. I'll also recording this the day before it goes out. Man, I'm bad at this. Episode 3 begins with Fokker admitting to the bridge that he left Hotshot and the fighter behind. Well, first of all, he admits to leaving the fighter behind, and then admits to who the pilot is, and the reaction is exactly as you would expect, since he's a civilian in the middle of a war zone. They even said, oh shit. So, that's fun. Um, yeah, Fogger's gotta head back. So, so he turns around and goes back. Meanwhile, on Earth, while the battle's going on, Hotshot wakes up from fainting between episodes. It's not really explained why. Maybe the shock of seeing a giant come out of the robot suit thing um messed with him a little bit. He tries to move to take off, but um the giant actually managed to grab the leg of the mech somehow in the last moments of life. Makes no sense, but you know what? Fine. Whatever. I mean, it's not like they could just pry it open or whatever. Or something, you know. Just. Uh, Logic. Minmay wakes up and immediately goes to look around at the outside, but Hotshot just manages to distract her long enough for Walker to turn up, who immediately makes a gay joke. Like, what the fuck? It's. It is. It was a different time. A really different time. We then learn that with the wire technology that fixed the the mech suits, the mech suit plane things from the last episode. Yeah, they can also use them to eject the cockpits and attach it and, and attach said cockpit to the arm of another mech. I don't know how it works. I'm not gonna question it. It's a fucking anime. And then they get ambushed by a group of enemies, which means off to the sky they go. Meanwhile, a aboard the Macross. They're preparing for space travel, and Fokker's the one pilot missing. There's a bit of back and forth between the three main characters. Min May and Hotshot want to go back to the island, even though it's getting destroyed. And Fokker's just saying no, and Fokker makes a really bad pass at Min May. Like, holy shit, dude. Calm fucking dick, please. Oh. And then they call into the Macross Bridge. At which point Hotshot calls the communications officer, I guess, or at least the flight director, an old lady, to her face. Like, bro, come on, she's not that old. Come on. It shocks and infuriates her, but causes everyone on the bridge to laugh, which is just what the fuck. Even Fokker makes it, adds to the joke as well, and the old lady, as I'm now calling her, just kind of tells him, you know, go die while trying to dock. No, no, not that. That's not right. He tells him to. She tells him that he wouldn't be missed if they did die upon entry onto the Macross. But they make it safely on board. The aliens are beginning to prepare for another round of fire. Conveniently, Hotshot's ship is aboard the Macross, which means that they have an opportunity for shenanigans here. The entire fleet is beginning to dock and land on board, ready for essentially leaving the Earth. But the aliens are beginning to start their barrage. And that's where I have gotten to so far. This isn't going to go well. I will see you in a second with the second half. Okay, so the attack from the aliens bring down 3 ships, just obliterates them. And because of the sacrifice that has just happened, I guess, the captain decides that it's time for a gamble. One that he will not ask for me permission for, but rather forgiveness. And honestly, I'd do the same thing. Probably not the same way, though. We'll get to it in a second. Meanwhile, on the island, inside a bunker, some characters are just relaxing, eating lunch, like pigs that they are. Like, not even worried. Most of the rest of the people are worried, which is right, given what's about to happen. But a lot of them are just sort of like, whatever. Some of them are just, you know, eh, let's just, let's just not worry. Let's just have lunch and it'll all sort itself out. It won't. And it focuses on the boy from the previous episode who's worried about Min Mei, who happens to be attempting to leave the Macross on Hot Shop's plane. Because he's attempting to take her home to the island. Meanwhile, the Macross is about to execute a fold. Best way to describe this is a seizure-inducing teleportation, for lack of a better term. Sort of like a jump to light speed or hyperspace. Warp 5, whatever you want to call it. They aim to go to the moon while in the Earth's atmosphere. In fact, the way that they have this thing happen is they plan to. Okay, well, the system that they have creates a bubble around the Macross, and whatever is inside the bubble goes off to wherever they're headed. Yeah, they teleport the fucking island to space. They teleport the fucking island out into space. I'm not talking like a a Candor situation from Superman where they're sort of in a glass thing that, or a special type of glass that allows them to still exist out there. And it's not like the idea of Atlantis, which is a dome underneath the water. No, the island just freezes because they're in fucking space now. The people inside the bunkers seem to be alive, but what the fuck? They just basically killed everyone. Oh, and Hotshot's also in a frozen ship in the middle of all of this with Min Mei. Who's trying to get back on board the ship. Why the fuck would you even leave the ship to begin with? I have no fucking idea. Fokker literally said in the first part of this episode, don't leave the ship. Don't fly off. stay here in this hangar. You'll be safe here. So, oh, in the middle of all of this, the fight's still going on. Like, literally, the war is still going on the island. This anime is going to break my mind. And this is the first one on this channel. What the fuck? What the fuck? Man. Anyway, conveniently, a huge crash leads to a small crack. Well, actually, no. Sorry, I'm getting this out of order here. There's also a lot of debris in the space around the island because of all the blown up mechs and stuff. So naturally, Hotshot ship gets a crack in it from crashing into some of the debris. And very simply, the captain has killed the entire island population. If there was anyone still alive on the surface, that's it. They're dead. There's no way. There's no way you can go back from that. You're in fucking space with no oxygen. Anyway, a lucky explosion from a shot down ship. Well, shot down enemy mech thing leads to Hotshot and Minmay re-entering the Macross through a hole in the hull, and they're now back on board. The ship is currently upside down, but they got out. They're safe, but they're not safe. That's what the next episode is gonna focus on. Probably, maybe. Meanwhile, back on the bridge. You know how I mentioned how they were aiming for the moon? Pluto. They ended up on Pluto. I, I don't, I don't get it. How do you fuck that up? The moon is literally visible almost every night of the year from somewhere in the world. And you're telling me you overshot it to the outside of the universe, of the galaxy, of the Milky Way. What the fuck? Anyway, the captain then gets some bad news from a call. And they learn that the system that they used to do the warp, the teleport, has seemingly vanished from the ship. So this is gonna be one long anime if there's no warping. Holy shit. Well, of course, they've also crashed on the frozen island in space. Seriously, what the fuck? God, that fuck really made my vocal cords go weird. But yeah, that's the cliffhanger. Um, Space Island, teleportation's gone, and Hotshot and Min May are trapped alone in an isolated part of Macross. Things can only go up from here, surely. Surely. Guess we'll find out tomorrow. See you then.